Hello everyone and welcome to Nara's Tarot. Thank you very much for being here. In today's reading, we are going to channel a message from your future self, okay? So pretty straightforward reading we have today, and we've got three piles. This is pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3, so feel free to pause the video here if you'd like to take some time to connect with the piles. And otherwise, I will see you at your reading. Hello pile 1 and welcome to your future self message. So we are going to start off with our tarot cards, and then we'll look at oracle cards next to channel a message from your future self, alright? And so the very first card we have is the Two of Wands, followed by the Lovers, and then we have the High Priestess. Alright, so pile 1, your future self wants you to know that you have no idea what is about to come your way. And there's no point trying to plan for it. There's no point trying to even anticipate it or think about what it might be. There is no point, because they're like, dude, it's so beyond your imagination that just enjoy what you have now. Just keep going and you'll find out when you find out, okay? The thing is that they also want you to know that you don't even know how good it's going to get. And the interesting thing about your future self energy is they're coming through with a very grounded and they're very stable, energetically speaking, because they're not coming in with this like, oh my god, like we're like amazing future, and they're like hyping you up that way. I mean, they are hyping you up, but they're not like overly excited. They're coming through almost like with a very real voice to say that, yeah, things are really good. And they want you to just keep a steady pace and to just keep moving forward. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be able to receive this blessing, this future. I'm hearing in no time. Okay, so it could be happening pretty soon for some of you. But the High Priestess is that energy of your future self being very neutral, very balanced. You know, they want you to encounter the unknowns of the future with a sense of like, almost like with a sense of respect. And I don't know why that is coming through as a word, but they want you to know how sacred this experience is and how amazing this experience is that you will be receiving in the future. And they're also telling me that there's no difference, because they realize that you in your present moment was already receiving this thing. So there's no difference between you right now and the future. And they just want you to know that like there's so much sacredness in this experience that we can't simplify it to simply be, oh, this was a good experience or this was a bad experience. Like it's not so binary, you know. And they hold a lot of respect, therefore, for everything that comes their way, all of the blessings, all of the lessons, all of the experiences that they have, okay? But talking about the other two cards in your spread, we have the Two of Wands and the Lovers. This, I feel, is the trajectory where you guys are going through right now. Because the Two of Wands is planning energy. This is somebody who is looking into putting in things into their schedule, into their calendar, having having a concrete plan of what they want to do in a very almost like specific and detailed manner, okay? And then we have the Lovers over here, which is you guys making those plans and then manifesting them. The Lovers also can be about manifestation energy, because we see the union of two energies, right? In the culmination of some kind of climax, if you will put it that way, okay? So it doesn't have to be only just about relationships or about love, but I do see the Lovers as the union of two energies. And this is you guys continuously putting in your effort to plan and then also executing and bringing things into fruition with the Lovers. It's just that beyond this Lovers, beyond this major accomplishment, and by the way, the plans that you make are culminating into a major accomplishment with the Lovers. And this could be anything that you want to accomplish. I'm not saying that it's just going to be about love or about finance or career or whatever it is. Like, fill in the blanks. What you want to accomplish in your life is represented by the Lovers card over here. The thing that comes to your mind right now as I'm talking about it, that's the thing, okay? But the Lovers here is a major accomplishment in and of itself. This is amazing. This is everything that you wanted. This is all that you've been working towards. And there's going to be something so unexpected with the high priestess here, something that's so beyond imagination that you can't even plan for it. And you weren't planning for it really, but it kind of was a side effect of what you were planning for. You know what I mean? So your future self just wants to like share this news with you. They want you to know that this is coming your way, and they want you to feel really, I don't even know what they want you to feel. Like there's a feeling of like, yeah, be proud of yourself, be really grateful for everything that you have, and they just want to like share in this experience with you. Your future self feels very wise, just very grounded as well, and they just have so much like pride for what you guys have accomplished together, and they're really, really, really grateful, yeah, for everything that has happened and how it has happened as well. Okay, so let's grab you your oracle cards next to see what else your future self would like you to know. All right, we have here recovery. So you're also recovering something that you might have lost, because this card talks about recovering a key to open this door, and this person actually lost the key, which is the story behind this card over here. So you're being assisted to recover something in your life which you lost, okay? And I did do a lost and found reading recently, so that might be something you want to check out. But then we also have here despondence. Okay, so this is why your future self wants to send you this message, because some of you are feeling quite despondent right now. You're feeling like you've been abandoned. You're feeling like you aren't really getting the support that you are looking for to be able to accomplish this task in your life. And the thing here with recovery is that there's this guide in the picture. Actually two guides in the picture. And this is actually the same guide. Like this person and this person is the same guide. And I believe she is the representation of Mother Earth, of Gaia. So your guides are coming in. There's also a very strong feminine guide coming in that is actually supporting you. It's just that you may not know what they are doing or what exactly they are supporting you with at this time. And it may only be something that we realize after the fact, okay? So your future self wants you to know that right now you're making plans and you're moving towards this lover's level of achievement and of a culmination of something, and you are being supported to get there. It may not feel like it, but you are, okay? Underneath the deck we have service. Yeah, I feel like with this service card, this is reminding you that that there is help again, you know, that there is almost like a cycle of help all around us. And I don't really know how to describe this energy, but your future self is showing me how you have been of service to other people, and the help that you give to others will come back around to you. This is like good karma coming back around your way, and your guides are also helping to like direct this energy. I have no idea how that works, but there's this karma, good karma that you are being rewarded with. Okay, let's see what else your future self wants you to know. We have here number 40, the power of prayer, and this card came out in reverse, and the keywords are resistance, doubt, deny, and attachment. Let's get you a bit more from this deck. Okay, and we have number 23, evolution, and the keywords are empowerment, transformations, protected, and preparedness. Yeah, you are being protected. So with the power of prayer in reverse and evolution here, I really do feel, I'm hearing that some of you are on the brink of giving up. And that's why your future self wants to come in with this message here. They don't want you to feel like you're being sold some kind of false hope, which is why they have a very grounded energy when they come in. But they also want you to realize that you are so close. And this is something that you have to use your discernment, I think, because we can sit here to predict the future forever, but we will not have concrete evidence of the future until it arrives, right? And therefore, we don't want to be living in worrying about the future or living in a fantasy of the future. We want to be living in the present, right? It's just that sometimes information like this can help us to receive some clarity or feel more at ease with ourselves in the moment. And that's what your future self is doing. But they want you to continue to believe in what you're doing and continue to believe in yourself. It's it's not something that we can understand until we actually get it done. You know, until we manifest the thing, until we achieve the thing, until we finish the journey, we may not truly understand why we had to go through what we had to go through, why we had to endure certain challenges or overcome specific trials and tribulations. Why do we have to go through that suffering? We don't know until we actually get past the challenge, is what your future self is saying. So with the power of prayer, they want you to continue to believe and realize that you're actually on a path of evolution, that you're actually rising above. And evolution, like this energy here, evolution and progress oftentimes goes in a spiral, right? It looks like we are in the same spot a lot of the times in a spiral. In fact, it looks like we're walking around in circles, but actually we're moving upwards. It's just that the changes might be so subtle that you don't even really realize it. So use your discernment with this message over here. But I do see positive changes happening for you guys, okay? Underneath the deck, we have also in reverse sandal font number 9, turquoise. And it says here, resentment, bitterness, withdrawn, and pain. So yeah, some of you definitely feel like very resentful of your path, very resentful of your life. And maybe with the tarot message over here, you couldn't really quite believe that this is possible for you. And I think that's why your future self came through with the High Priestess, you know, because they're not saying that there's something amazing awaiting for you and like hyping you up in that manner. They're just saying that you cannot imagine what's going to happen in the future. So why would you indulge in worrying about a sudden setback? Or why would you think that you are going to fail when you haven't even experienced it yet, when you haven't even gotten there? You know, like it's not what you can imagine. So whatever you can imagine now is not what is happening. So your failure, the thing that you're thinking is going to happen, probably it's not that. The funny thing is probably you're not going to fail. You know, they're telling you in their own wise way that like it's something completely different. So be open to that possibility that you have something really great in store for you, okay? Let's see what else they want you to know. All right. We have number 2, Great Mystery. Again, this Great Mystery definitely feels like the High Priestess, and it's also card 2. And it says here, I reveal the wisdom keys of your destiny. Ooh, another card that talks about keys, especially with the recovery here. So I don't know what you guys were trying to recover. There might be something that you lost. Maybe it was some finances, or maybe it was a relationship, or maybe it was a career. There was something that you might have lost, and right now you're on the path to recovering it. Probably, and actually we don't know how it's going to come back to you, but you are recovering something that's meant for you. Okay, let's see what else is coming through for you. Ooh. Okay, one card just fell to the ground. Give me 1 second. All right, and the card that fell was number 27, Sisterhood. Initiate a new sister's adventure. And then we have number, I'm always messing up my Roman numerals, but I believe this is 6. But it says all potentialities. Holy shit, I wasn't even reading that. All potentialities. This is your future self basically. This is everything we've been talking about. Basically asking yourself to be open to all potentials. I open a dance of synchronicities, yeah. You don't even know what's coming through. So why would you close yourself off? Why would you think that this is not going to work? Why would you think negatively of yourself when you can't even imagine what's going to happen? Be open to all potentialities. All right. Underneath the deck, we have Spirit of Fire, number 17. Shine your power unreservedly. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I was kind of carried away by the all potentialities. But with Sisterhood here, this is you guys also coming into union with a community that's actually meant for you. This could be finding your soul tribe, finding people that actually you resonate with and that they are here to support you, and they're here to like want your highest good as well. So you're definitely meeting more of those kind of like kindred spirits, okay? And spirit of fire, I wonder if some of you are fire signs or you have very strong fire sign energy in your chart, in your natal chart. I would encourage you to look at the areas in your life where you need to kind of like put in more of your, how do you put it, like where do you need to be more expressive, or where do you need to be seen? Are there certain parts of yourself that you really want to shine, or really want others to acknowledge? That's something that your future self is coming through to also assist you with, in that you're going to be putting yourself out there, being noticed, and being comfortable being noticed as well, being comfortable being seen. Okay, let us see. And actually, even the Lovers card makes me feel that way as well, because there's something about the Lovers where you become so vulnerable and so intimate with someone that you do see them, right, in a deeper level. So there's something here about what you're doing as well that forces you almost to like open yourself up, open your heart, open your heart chakra energy to be witnessed, to be seen, and therefore for others to also come closer to you. There is a big healing when it comes to intimacy, and I'm not just talking about physical intimacy, but even like emotional, spiritual, mental intimacy as well. Just being more, allowing yourself to get close to people. And it also is not just people, but allowing yourself to get close to the things that you want in life. This is, for instance, like manifestation, right? Because if we are so resentful, and if we've gotten so bitter of life, our heart chakra energy is most likely very closed off. And it's a little bit difficult to get close to what we want to manifest when our heart is completely shut off. And there's a big lesson here about, therefore, then how do we hold space for that desire and the wanting of something, whilst also recognizing that maybe there were certain things that were disappointing, or there were certain things that were really challenging, but not letting the disappointments or the challenges or the setbacks or the suffering dilute the ability to have our heart chakra be open. And openness, again, like I have to put all these caveats because there are a lot of caveats, and we're not living in like a binary world, right? We're living in a very nuanced one. And openness doesn't mean you have no boundaries. Openness doesn't mean you just welcome every and all things or people or situations into your life. No, absolutely not. This openness is you being open to what you want. That's it. And not having any resentment towards the thing that you want, which is exactly the opposite of what we actually need in our lives right now, okay? So you're definitely learning how to receive this blessing in your life, and also learning to be able to let go of the emotional baggage that we might have carried on us for some time. You know, stuff that hasn't been fully processed, stuff that hasn't been fully healed, stuff that, you know, we didn't know how to let go of. All right, let's see what else your future self is here to say. We have Aquinas Caverna, unearthing the creative impulse. Beautiful. Okay, and then we have here Concilium Equorum, I hope I'm saying that correctly, but Sacred Covenant. Oh, that again is that sisterhood message. So you're definitely meeting some people. I would not be surprised if you're actually building a community, or if you're going to be able to attract in like a large audience. If that's what you want to build, this is big confirmation from your future self that this is something that is in the works for you, and you're definitely calling this in. But the other aspect here is that creative impulse. It's you acting on what you want to do not being worried about the outcome, not being worried about whether or not the painting's gonna look good, if people are gonna like it, if it's gonna sell well, and fill in the blanks. It's probably not a painting for most of you, but maybe this is a business, or it's a video, or it's an Instagram post, or maybe it's a product that you want to sell, for instance. Whatever the impulse is, you're learning to lean more into that inspiration, that divine spark and that divine inspiration, and to just let it run. Because how many times have we held ourselves back and not just did the first thing that we wanted to do, And it's not to say that we don't improve and we don't grow and improve the idea over time, but how many times have we just shot down the first idea just because we didn't like it, or that we think others won't like it, right? So it is kind of liberating to just do the first thing and just act on the impulse and see what happens, not limit ourselves too much by trying to plan or imagine, or trying to predict everything, you're trying to preempt every single thing. Is that kind of feeling with this card here. And your future self is saying just go for it, just run with the first idea, run with the impulse, and it will figure itself out in the meantime. So don't worry too much. And therefore, this Two of Wands might also be a little bit of a dual message over here, in that you're great at planning, but also don't get too stuck in the planning, okay? And underneath the deck, we have here wonder, seeing the world through the eyes of a child. Yeah, you're restoring that wonder, because there's been so much bitterness that we've accumulated. There's been so much stress, so much worry and anxiety, all things that children don't necessarily have to carry inside of them. They can see the world as a big new experience, and everything is shiny and wonderful, and they have so much joy and curiosity without necessarily having any expectations. And that's the magic of being a child, right? Which is something that we lose as adults, because we lose the creativity, or not just the creativity, but we lose the curiosity, but we grow in expectations. And so we're no longer curious about things. We're just expecting something to happen or something to not happen. And that can be a very stressful place to be in. So restore that creativity and curiosity, okay? Let us get you your final card from your future self. And you have here, I don't need to control life. I trust in magic and miracles. Yep. Okay, and underneath the deck, nothing is impossible for the heart. Love will always find a way. Beautiful. And so Pile 1, this is what I see for your reading. Thank you very much for being here. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you were seeking, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well, okay? Bye now. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your future self message. So we are going to start off with our tarot cards, and then we're going to grab a bunch of oracle cards to look at what your future self wants you to know right now, okay? And starting off, we have the 8 of Wands, followed by the 10 of Cups, and then we have the High Priestess in reverse. There's an interesting vibe that I'm picking up from this spread over here, and it's something I don't really have the words for, but it's almost like my Pile 2s are working so hard and going so fast with the 8 of Wands here that you really can't be bothered with the outcome. And it's like you are so engaged in the process, in the journey of things, that the outcome doesn't concern you anymore. Therefore, we have the High Priestess in reverse saying that you're not even curious. You're not even curious. So your future self is acknowledging that, and they just want you to know that you're going in the right direction. That's all. That's this reading. I don't know if there's anything else really that you're curious about, because you're going in the right direction with the 8 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups clearly is the manifestation of that. This is the happy ending that you will receive, right? But then we have the High Priestess here, which is your future self saying that you got this. They don't need to tell you what to do, because you're already doing it. And they don't need to unveil the future for you, because you already know what's up. The thing here is your future self is saying that in order for you to have gotten to this point of the 8 of Wands, where you are just giving your all and committing to the thing that you want and just doing your freaking best, in order for you to have gotten here, you have had to climb past a huge blockage. You've had to like go through many different trials and tribulations. You've had to overcome big things to finally be at a point where you can just serendipitously move towards where you want to be, and can be in the flow basically. So they just want you to know that you're in the right direction. That's all. I don't really know what else there is to say here. And they don't really have anything else to tell you, which is kind of funny. We will still look at your oracle cards, yeah. Your first card is mysticism. Again, this is you guys embracing the mystery of life, embracing all that the future encompasses, the unknown, the full spectrum of that, and being very okay with it. You're okay with not knowing what's gonna knock upon your door. You know that you can't control the outcome anyway, so you're not bothered by that. Okay, let's see what else comes through. We have perseverance. Yes. Yeah, this is your Eight of Wands. This is your Eight of Wands, and this is your future self acknowledging that you've put in so much work and heart and hard work, both, and you just have so much tenacity and grit inside of you. Okay, we have joy underneath the deck. Yeah. This is literally your energy. 10 of Cups, joy. Do you really care? No. Like this person, she's just in a kind of like aesthetic joy, right? She's not really concerned about anything else. Her eyes are closed. And that's also your energy here. I feel like you guys are just very content in your own way. Like you've learned to be content while still working towards something that you want, and that those two things are not clashing with each other. Okay? Let's see what else comes through for you. We have here number 21, energy healing, and it says here holistic well-being, thriving and vibrant. So you are in your own way receiving healing through this experience, and also some of you are healers yourself. So whatever it is your profession or whatever it is that you want to do, there's something about the work that you do that is very healing for other people. And if so, this card is again confirming that you are in the right place and in the right direction. Okay. All right, and then we have here Michael, number 6, with the color blue, and it says you're wise, honest, trustworthy, and observant. And then we have Guardian Angel, number 3, white, with protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. So Michael refers to Archangel Michael, of course, and so you have very powerful guides and angels around you. All right, and they are also your future self is saying that like you will receive so much support along the way as you move towards this future destination in your life. This journey is very spiritual in nature. Even if you're not doing anything spiritual, meaning maybe this is a career that you're trying to manifest, or maybe this is some kind of financial outcome that you're manifesting, maybe this is a certain outcome for your family, maybe, right, with the 10 of Cups. Even if it's not something that's spiritual, this journey is very spiritual. And it's also revealing to you your inner essence, and there's so much truth about your tenacity, your grit, your perseverance, your resilience as well. And it's kind of like something that strengthens your soul, an experience that really makes you stronger. Okay, so you're definitely growing in terms of your spirituality, in terms of your self. Your inner self is expanding through this experience. Okay, is what your future self wants you to know. Underneath the deck, we have number 41, time to go, in reverse, and the keywords are stagnation, wondering, questioning, and dead end. The feeling I get from this card is you guys are you're like smashing through the dead ends. This is the kind of energy that you're putting in with the 8 of Wands. You don't take no for an answer. You don't, just because like one place or one person has rejected you, you don't just take it lying down. You actually keep trying, and And through your perseverance, you've actually pushed past so many of these barriers. And time again, time and time again, you have asked yourself, is this the right thing to do? And there's a lot of confusion, I feel, in your path about whether or not this is worth it, whether or not all of this effort and all of this sacrifice was worth it. And so with your future self message coming in to say that you are on the right path, I think that's very reassuring. And there's something about this high priestess now that is telling me that there's going to be more in your life, more than just this thing that you've been working so hard to accomplish. So your future self also doesn't want you to box yourself into this one specific reality. Of course, work towards it now because that's what's in your immediate future. However, in the distant future, in the long term, this isn't something that you want to be boxed in. This is not an identity that you want to keep yourself tied to. You're not just this. You're gonna be more, and we will discover what that is when the time comes. And for now, keep going to where you want to be. Okay, with this 8 of Wands over here. Let's see other messages from your future self over here. Okay, the card just fell on the ground. Give me 1 second. And the card is number 8, the Circle of Life. I give you my blessing to accomplish your quest. Wow. Amazing. And sorry, this isn't 8. This is number 13. Amazing. So you're given a blessing. You've been given support to accomplish your quest. Wow, I'm just kind of shocked at that message. But we have number 28, gratitude. Feel how life showers you with blessings. Give thanks. You are definitely blessed, my friend. You've been given the blessing, and there's this gratitude here. Instant gratitude. Okay, so you are blessed, my friend. Underneath the deck, we have number 18, the Spirit of Air. And it says here, a favorable wind is blowing on your life. Amazing. I love that for you. I think good things are coming your way. Good things are definitely coming your way. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see what else is happening for you. We have Eohippus. I hope I'm saying that right. And it says here, the past can lead you forward. Beautiful. Let's get you one more from this deck. Whoa. And it says here, contrary, the importance of non-conformity. Wow, and I love the artwork. The colors are amazing. But you might have been going, that's why. You were doing something so different that you had to question yourself many times if this was the right choice, because maybe there were a lot of people who were against you because you were going against the grain. And there might have been a lot of voices from your parents, from your loved ones, from friends, from people around you who disagree with what you're doing, and they make sure that you know that they disagree, and it can be a lot to take in. So that could be why you've been feeling very confused over some time about whether or not you are even on the right path. But these 2 messages here are basically saying, number 1, that you are on the right path with the importance of non-conformity, and number 2, your past choices will lead you forward. Your past choices were not made in vain. In fact, they will show you the way. Okay, underneath the deck, we have Hippocampus, the depths of memory. Okay. So there's something really... There's some, deeper inner truth that this experience is unearthing for you. And it's a very spiritual experience again. So there is more to this than meets the eye. And even if you're not like if you're not like, I don't know, like this card here... Wait, where is it? No. This card underneath the deck here reminds me of Atlantis. All right. So even if you're not like spiritual in that sense, you're going to find out like deep truths about your past lives. If you believe in that, you're going to find out stuff about yourself that will really show you who you are. And somehow this experience is also unearthing those things for you, okay? Let us get you your final affirmation cards from your future self. And we have here, when I don't know what is happening, I choose to be curious and excited about what is going to be. And underneath the deck, I don't need to control life. I trust in miracles. I trust in magic and miracles. Beautiful. Okay, so pile number 2, this is what I see for your reading. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope this reading brought you the clarity that you are seeking, and I look forward to reading for you guys in future as well. All right, bye now. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your future self message. So we are going to start off with our tarot cards, and then we'll grab oracle cards to look at what your future self wants you to know, okay? And so starting out, we have the Knight of Wands, followed by Justice in reverse, and the King of Swords also in reverse. Pile number 3, are you guys doubting your path or doubting what you're supposed to do? Because your spread here is clearly saying that some of you carry a lot of doubts about where you're headed and what's going to happen and whether or not something is going to happen. And that's the main message that your future self is coming through with today. When we started with the Knight of Wands, he has a mission, right, to deliver this wand to wherever he's supposed to go. And wand energy is intentional, it represents willpower. And so wands inherently carry a sense of direction and purpose. So there's something that you are doing right now that in and of itself carries a lot of direction and purpose. But yet, even with something as clear and as strong as the Knight of Wands energy, you still feel like you're going in the wrong direction, that something isn't going to work out, that you're going to be met with a total, complete failure with the Justice and King of Swords both in reverse. Justice and King of Swords the King of Swords represents air energy, is the mind, right? And Justice here with that sword can also represent a more mental energy. So this is our mind, almost like giving us too many suggestions. Actually, your future self was saying that your mind is kind of like playing tricks on you. So if that's the case, if you feel that way, listen to this message with discernment, because I cannot tell you what's in your path. I cannot tell you if you're meant to do something or not. And nobody can, even if it's a tarot reading and it's confirming something, you will also need to confirm it for yourself. And especially in a situation like this where you feel doubtful about something, this definitely requires you to receive any guidance you get with discernment, including things of the opposite nature. Like if you hear from people telling you that you're not supposed to do this, that this is not your path, listen to it with discernment as well. And right now, this message over here is more so pointing to the fact that you have been given something that is so full of direction and purpose. Why are you doubting it? What makes you think that it's not going to work out? And I kind of feel some of you are so afraid of failing on such a grand scale with Justice in reverse. Like you feel like you're just going to completely land flat on your face. And it's absolutely not going to work out. And you're just going to be completely it's going to be a complete disaster. That's the kind of thing that I'm feeling for you guys. And your future self wants you to question, why do you feel that way? And who makes you feel that way? Is this coming from a past voice, like somebody from your past telling you that you're a failure, and we're merely just kind of hearing the echo of that voice? What is it? Okay, so your future self wants you to investigate as well. And there's just too many doubts at this point. And it's almost impossible to hear our own inner truth at this juncture because we're so confused. Okay, so even if you have something so strong and so purposeful like the Knight of Wands energy inside of you, it kind of is completely cancelled out by the doubts and the judgments and the internal turmoil that you are in. So what your future self also is suggesting is that consider things separately. So this could be like a thought experiment maybe if you try to run it that way. But if we were to separate these energies and just take a look at, for instance, the Knight of Wands, right? Imagine if this direction, this purpose, this passion that you have is going in the right direction. Then follow that energy. Think about or maybe feel into where this leads you. What kind of future do you see? What kind of path does it lead you to? Where does it take you? How will you get there? Consider those things. And then consider the opposite. So detangle these two things. What if you weren't doing this? What if you were doing something completely different? What if you weren't following the Knight of Wands but actually following something else? What would that be? Would you like that outcome? Is that something that you want? You know, and so if you think of it this way, it might be less confusing. But because we're kind of like saying that, you know, we're like crossing swords constantly, and these two energies keep debating and keep fighting each other, it doesn't win that way. Because there are two different things. They are two completely different paths, essentially. You can't walk them at the same time. You can't do this thing and not do this thing at the same time. You can't be the Knight of Wands and not be the Knight of Wands at the same time. You either do that passion or you don't do the passion, right? You either live and do the thing that really makes your heart light up and really, like, okay, for instance, if this is like a business or a career path that you really feel passionate about, you either do it or you don't, right? There's no in between here. In this instance, there's no in between. So rather than getting them to fight each other, consider these two possibilities and see what you feel about them. And maybe that will give you some clarity, okay? But let's move on and look into your oracle cards and see what else your future self wants you to know. We have vanity, trickery, and what is this card here? Service, okay. So, I mean, vanity is looking good on the outside, but is there substance? Maybe not. So again, this could be something that we're being called to be discerning of. You know, if there's someone or something that makes us feel good on the outside, but maybe there's no real substance inside of it. Maybe it just looks good on paper, right? The life that we're fighting so hard to keep, maybe it just looks good on paper, but it doesn't really give us anything real. It wouldn't really make us fulfilled. Recently, someone told me this amazing thing, which they said that they don't want to be rich in the graveyard, which is like insane. I was like, that's a powerful, powerful quote. And that makes me feel like what this vanity card is trying to tell you, that you don't want to be rich when it doesn't matter. You don't want to be rich in areas where it doesn't matter. You actually want to be rich in life, in places where you actually will thrive in. And so that's the big trickery here, to see past this illusion, to see past the fact that maybe we're chasing after things that we don't even really want. Okay, so service over here is most interesting because this card doesn't quite fit in with these other two, and I'm trying to decipher why it's here. Let me see. Underneath the deck we have soulmate. Holy shit, that was unexpected. That is very unexpected. I wasn't expecting soulmate. But when we think of service, we think of giving back, and we think of being there for the people who we want to be there for. And I think there's a great deal of substance with service, right? Service comes from the heart. Service isn't just about doing something in the short term. It's not just about looking good, right? If you really want to be of service, and that's what this card shows here, we do it well. And I see you wanting to do something well, wanting to put your heart behind something. And yet there are maybe a lot of people who don't want the same. They don't want to put their heart behind things. They don't really want to make the effort. They only want to look good on the outside and look like they're making the effort, but maybe they're really not giving a lot of value or real substance to something. So if you have something that you want to be of service to, maybe this is a person or a situation, maybe this is a community that you want to help. Like for instance, maybe this is you wanting to be, even if it's like not a traditional service job, for instance, right? But like you want to be a manager, and you want to be a manager who really guides their juniors well and really mentors people, then do that. You know, put your heart into it. And I think that will actually make you feel more aligned than if you just went about not caring about things at all. Okay, and so soulmate underneath the deck, tying all of this together, is saying that there is actually a strong voice in your life that wants you to know that they want the best for you, and the best includes you living your best life. You feeling good about the things in your life. You not just getting empty accomplishments, but actually accomplishing things that really matter to you. It's kind of odd, but this could be your actual soulmate talking to you. If it's not somebody that you already know and are with, this is somebody from the future. Okay, so take it as it resonates. That's what your future self is coming through with. That them and their partner, your partner really wants you to remember who you are and to bring your heart and soul into the things that you want in your life. Okay, crazy message. Okay, let's see what else your future self wants to tell you. All right, you have here everything's okay, number 22, with reassurance, support, guidance, and overseen. So everything's okay. There's also big news coming from the universe, so stay tuned to that. And then we also have here career transition, number 17. Yeah, some of you really want to make a career transition. You want to do something that you actually feel good about. Like you don't want to do something that is empty. And that's definitely coming through for you. And your future self wants you to honor that. They don't want you to just like cut corners or to give up or to settle for less. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't want you to settle for less. With the Justice and King of Swords here, they don't want you to like pander to people's unrealistic expectations or lower your expectations and standards for others. No, they want you to know that this is possible and honor the fullness of it. Okay, and so the keywords here are change, excitement, opportunity, and advancement. Okay, and underneath the deck we have abundance, number 13 in reverse, and the keywords are doubt, pessimism, mundane, and misfortune. Yeah, this is where you guys are at. It's like there are all these good things coming through for you, but you're still doubtful. All right, so your future self really wants you to align with the energy of abundance, and they even are saying things like, wow, your future self also wants you to like listen to affirmations and like, or maybe like recite affirmations for yourself. They just want you to like be more intentional about being in alignment with the energy of abundance. So do things that can help you to feel that. If it's not affirmations, then maybe it's something else that will help you. Okay, now let's see what else your future self wants to tell you. Whoa. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna look at the cards that flipped over. But we have here, and let me put the flower back. Okay, we have number 8, healing. I support you on the path of healing. And then we have number 25, creative fire. Reveal your creative talent for an inspired life. Okay, so some of you actually want to do something more creative with your life, with your career, maybe with your time. You actually want to express yourself in that sense, so your future self is fully supportive of that. And you're being healed also to in terms of like being comfortable with being seen, which is a big theme for many people at the time of me reading this, because Jupiter is about to enter Leo, and that transit is going to really shake up a lot of us in terms of how comfortable we can get about being recognized, being seen, being in the spotlight, and what that means for us in our individual lives. Okay, so that healing is definitely coming through for you to like express yourself and be seen. Okay, underneath that we have number 2, great mystery, and it says here, I reveal the wisdom keys of your destiny. Which is very funny because number 2 is the number that corresponds with the High Priestess. And every single pile today has gotten either this card or the High Priestess, which is a very future self kind of message and card to get. But basically, collectively, there is a big lesson here for all of us, or a big collective experience for all of us, to be comfortable with the future and the unknowns that it brings. The great mystery is about also having reverence and respect for the fact that we don't know everything, and therefore we can humble ourselves to the great mystery and the greater energies and great spirit who does know, who can guide us, who can help us. So we're not just thinking that it's all gonna be uh we're not thinking that we're gonna have to do everything by ourselves, and we're not so, I guess arrogant is the word, but we're not so arrogant to think that we are alone, or we're not so ignorant, I should say, in thinking that we are alone in trying to make things happen. In fact, we are being supported every step of the way, which is also something I see for you, like career transition and everything's okay. This is your future self and the universe continually telling you that you will be able to make this transition happen, right? And they're here to support you to see it through to the end, to see some kind of thing into fruition. Okay, let's see what else your future self wants to know. Let me gently remove it in the little flower arrangement. Let's put them back. Okay, they're kind of back, but we have here Longma, leading with integrity, and also Chiron's way, finding wisdom in the wound. Oh, you have healing and Chiron is like the healer, right, in astrology. So you guys are definitely learning through your wounds, right? And you're learning to wow, hang on, I'm getting a lot of things, but okay, wait, let me just start here because this message has hit me. But leading with integrity right next to trickery. Some of you have experienced like people being very dishonest, or you've witnessed dishonest behaviors. Either people saying one thing and doing another, or literally just straight up lying about shit. You might have been betrayed as well in some capacity, and it has left you feeling very doubtful about the world. It has left you feeling very distrustful of people and of the universe in general. And the healing that's coming in is for you to realize that those people do not represent the universe. They definitely do not represent spirit or God. Okay? That kind of energy we don't want to mess around with, and we don't fuck with it. So the thing here is you're learning to restore integrity in your life. Well, not learning, but that's the healing journey that you've been on, is to restore a sense of peace and integrity, especially in places where people have trampled all over it. And for some reason, this healing will allow you to transcend the doubts that you carry inside of you, and actually then embrace your path and embrace the universe, and kind of like trust that the universe has your back. Because this distrust that you feel, it kind of like spills over into everything. So you might carry a general sense of suspicion towards the world in general. But when this healing comes in, it's actually going to help you to dissolve the doubts, and actually trust that you will be taken care of, you will be protected. Actually trust that good things can come your way because you restore that in your life. Okay, underneath the deck we have great chorus. Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, also restoring laughter, restoring some sense of lightness and humor in your life. Things have been so serious and so challenging and heavy for a while. Your future self wants you to take a break, take it easy, take it light as well. Okay, let's get some final affirmations for you. And it says here, it is safe for me to explore unknown worlds and try new things. Yeah, it is safe. You're learning how to feel safe again. And this is something really major that you're learning how to regain in your life. Okay, learning how to be safe. Underneath the deck it says here, I am a unique child of the universe, perfectly me, exactly as I am meant to be. Beautiful. So pile number 3. This is what I see for your reading. Thank you very much for being here. I hope this brought you the clarity that you're seeking, and I look forward to reading for you guys in future as well. Okay, bye now.